has two different phases. The phase one of the roadmap is all about how do you level up to fill your skill deficit? Because obviously you have not learned the whole thing right now already. So, how do you fill that gap? That is phase one. And phase two is that now that you have filled the skill gap, how do you leverage the skills that you have and translate that into dollars? That is distribution plus monetization. These are the two things of getting to the Everest of AI generalists. So let's jump into the phase one right now. Now, quick caution before I get started. As I talk a lot about a few concepts, you might feel that, oh my God, this is so complicated. I don't know. I'm not even able to understand what Vaibhav is saying. These words are beyond my comprehension. And it is fair for a lot of people to feel like that. But don't worry about it. All these fancy words were created by software engineers or geeks out there. Yeah, look at it. Why are they called rags? Why could then have not called it as a AI bot or a AI agent? You get my why is it called MCP? Model context protocol. It could have been much more simpler, something like connector. It would have been much more simpler. Nobody would have got paranoid about it, right? But it's just interesting for geeks to geek, and it's absolutely fine. And that is what is happening. So today, when I say a few words, they're all fancy looking words, but they are all very simple concepts. And if you learn, you will level up because AI is in a very nascent stage today. So now is the time for you to pick up, right? Now, on the base camp, that is the accelerator, what did we ended up learning? We learned a bunch of things. We learned generative AI fundamentals, prompt engineering, playing with frameworks, a lot of prompting frameworks. I'm assuming you installed local LLMs, you install a RAG and whatnot locally as well. But I told you there's a deficit of learning. And the deficit of learning comes with something like this. You have a bunch of more things to learn in just level 1 and level 2. What are those? You need to learn how to install and run a rack system beyond your local machine, like using tools like vector shift. And I'll tell you how crazy they are, right? Or understanding vector databases and chunking so you can retrieve much better information. You can retrieve from longer context windows and everything around it. You have to learn basic fine tuning. Now you learned how to install an AI model on your computer. Now, what you should learn next step is that the model that is installed, which is open weight, which is open source, right? How do you tweak the model with your own information so that it can work for you on your use cases? How do you fine tune it? How do you change the AI models in itself? How do you train it with your own information? And you can do all of this without writing a single line of code. FYI, if you guys are wondering. How can you build a custom query engine? Or I'll give you one more example, right? Because we're talking about level 1 and level 2, you must have learned MCPs and everything around it. How could you pull out an API which exists on the internet? You don't know how to write code. I don't know how to write code either, right? So when I say API, I'm pretty sure that most of you people know what an API is right now. So don't worry about it. That is what it is any which ways, right? You pull out an API that exists, you convert that into an MCP, a MCP server, and you host it. As a result, you can literally use any tool out there which has an API into an MCP and connect that to your AI assistant to be able to automate literally anything that you want. You know how to use MCP right now. You know how to set up an MCP. But do you know how to set up an MCP server? How to host it? How to connect it to more things? How do you automate workflows using this by setting it to NA10 so that a workflow is triggered every time using MCPs? Well, those are the kind of things that you should be able to go about. Now, you'll be like, Webhub, all this sounds like why do I need to learn vector database and chunking? Why do I need to know something like, advanced rags? Why do I even need to learn fine tuning? Why do I need to connect API to MCP server? Because as an AI generalist, our jobs are to solve problems using AI. And for us to solve problems using AI, we need to have the capability to think larger than what others can see. And that is why it is called connecting the dots this session, because I want you guys to think on a bigger picture and not on individual levels. And when you are mastering the level 1 and level 2, go deep into them, learn everything that there is out there. Of course, the roadmap will cover. You can do a bunch of things. It opens up a room of possibilities for you. What do I mean by that? You know, there is this incredible opportunity. In fact, I'll give you an example. I told you this roadmap has two parts: learning and what you can do with it and how can you monetize it. I want to talk not just about learning, but what can you do with your learning as well. So take notes. I might end up giving you ideas that are very fresh in my mind and you don't want to lose them. Maybe, I don't know. It's up to you. I'll tell you a few ideas that I can think of top of my mind. So, would you believe if I say that we have spent probably about, I don't know, some close to $10,000, about 8 to 10 lakh rupees, hiring people to just write prompts? If you don't believe me, I can't do much, but that is the reality. We have had people hired to write prompts because writing a prompt is an art. Can I do it? Absolutely, yes. But am I the best at it? No. But the value of prompt is extremely high. A better the prompt, the better the output. The better the output, the higher is the ROI for me. So if you are someone who enjoys writing prompt, go deep into it, geek about it, and become an expert prompt engineer. Because you know what? That will allow you to launch something called as a prompting studio, where you can sell your services to brands saying that I will write a prompt for your for the problem that you have and I will charge 2 lakh rupees for that. That prompt might take you like 5 hours to write or 10 hours to write because you write an extensive prompt using co-star prompting, meta prompting, or chain prompting, or whatever that works for you. But that prompt is something that works like magic for the person you built it. Because the person who is hiring you to write this prompt has no idea how to write a prompt. He doesn't even, or she doesn't even know what co-star or meta prompting is. They don't even know what a playground is. They don't even know how to change the parameters. You see the arbitrage right now, guys. People thought prompt is write a essay for my dog. And here you are who can write system prompts and you can go much deeper into it is what I'm saying. So that is the art and the skill set that I'm talking about. And people are able to do a ton of things with this. That is basically with prompts. Or when I talk about rags, I said, oh, you should do chunking. You should learn about, vector databases. You should learn about fine tuning a model. Why did I say all of this? You know, one of the biggest opportunities that exists out there, one of the biggest opportunities that exists out there is actually to build RAG systems. Everything in the world is a RAG. I'll give you an example. And I'll give you an example with data. IBM, okay, has probably made close to, I don't know, 10 to $100 million selling one product. And they sell it like it is the best product in the world. They've built something out of the world. You know what that is? It's a HR RAG system. What is a HR RAG system? Well, they built a RAG they wrote a nice little prompt. They connected to a bunch of internal tools, so for tool calling, and they uploaded all the documents of their HR policies to that. And they built a UI on it. And now what they said is large corporations have hundreds of HRs. And if you're working for a large corporation, you know how long it takes to get a reply, and most of it is a waste of time. Right? So these guys, IBM built a RAG, simple HR RAG, by putting all the information together. Even if you go to your HR and say, hey, what is our policy on this? And if you ask something that is not so common, the HR will obviously say, let me get back and come back to you. Let me check and get back to you. What is your HR doing? In reality, he or she is going and reading a bunch of documents, understanding what the policy is, coming back and telling you. Well, an AI can do that. And IBM built a simple RAG that you can build today as well. Of course, there is some tool calling involved as well, and started to sell that for tens of millions of dollars to large companies. Extreme, like millions of dollars to large companies. Companies with 100,000 employees, companies with tens of thousands of employees. And they made a ton of money. Well, IBM can sell to large company because large companies can only afford IBM. Who is going to help the company with 50 employees? Can they afford IBM? No, IBM will not even talk to them. Who's going to help them? Well, that is where the opportunity is. You all know how to build a rack system. You all know how to write prompt. You all know how to attach a knowledge base. You all know how to build a RAG indirectionally, or you all should learn how to build RAG, advanced RAGs as well using tools like vector shift. The moment you do that, you can build these RAGs and sell them. Sell them to brands. Sell them to brands with 50 employees, 100 employees. Work as a consultant. You don't need to leave your job also for this. Work as a consultant and help companies to build RAGs. Now you'll be like, Web HR is one. But how many companies will need a HR RAG? Well, I'll tell you. Is RAG only a HR? I mean, is HR the only problem statement that you can solve? Can't you solve for sales training? if there's a company which has sales org, right? A lot of new people join. There's a lot of documents a salesperson has to go through and remember before he does a sales call or she does a sales call. If you build a sales rag, which was the first rag that I built for my company, by the way, I built a sales rag where I put all the documentation of that product there, write a nice little prompt so that when my salesperson is talking to a learner on a call, and if the learner asks a technical question, the salesperson might not know what that means. Let's say the salesperson is talking about a program and you ask a technical question. By the way, what all bits of chunking are you covering in the program? The salesperson has no idea what chunking is because obviously he is not a generalist, you are. But my sales team was able to just type the learner is asking something called as chunking. What does that mean? How do I tell? The system obviously knows who you are and what the question is asked, and it's able to give a response that my sales team was able to read out. And this led to an increase of 35%, close to 35% of conversion jump when we built this. Are you able to get the idea, guys? Salespeople are always asked tough questions. In a lot of times, salespeople don't know the answer. And if they don't know the answer and they say, let me get back to you, 9 out of 10 times the sale is lost because you cannot get attention of the person again. So we built a system where instead of them waiting and reading documentation or asking someone, they just type a question while they're talking on a call, and that answers comes in with the script so that the person can just read it out. Oh, you know what, Mr. Sharath, I see that you're working in finance. So yes, chunking is covered. And here are a few use cases that you can build using chunking after the program is over. Isn't that beautiful? Now I built it for my team. If you build something like this, once you have figured out the workflow of this, can't you take this out and go to 10 other companies and say, you know what, I know how to build a sales training agent for you, where your sales team can just type a question and it'll give you the answer. 10 people team, 15 member team, 40 member teams. There's so many in the country, so many in the world actually. In the same way, operations rag. Guys, it's all about thinking out loud. It's about not about knowing what it is. It's about knowing what it is important, but knowing what to do with what you know is also very important. And the kind of potential that it has is absolutely mind blowing. By the way, I've been yabbing for some time. Am I making sense? If I'm making sense, can I get some hearts? Just so that I know that I'm making sense. Awesome. And like I said, right, there are a lot of prompting frameworks that you need to learn. You should learn something like LibreChat. Now, LibreChat is very interesting. LibreChat is like an open source chat GPT. Okay. What do I mean by open source chat GPT? You see, most of the large companies don't want to use tools like chat GPT, Gemini, and other stuff because they're too paranoid that the data will leak or that data will be used for training. As a result, they don't allow. What if you start selling those companies something like LibreChat? A nice little UI interface which can be hosted on their servers in a couple of clicks. And after that, you know how to connect local AI models. You can literally run local AI models on their servers again with a few clicks and connect it to them so that you can say, hey, your team can use LibreChat, the chat tool that I've built. It has connection to these 10 AI models, which are significant and which are very, very good. And the best part is all the data that your team is talking to with stays on your server. It cannot be used anywhere else because the AI is running literally on your server. Now, while all of this sounds like server, running AI model, hosting it, deploying it, sounds very, very technical. It isn't. And the reason why I'm able to tell you that it is not is because I have done it. And if I have done it, I don't know how to write a single line of code, and none of these needs you to write a single line of code. It needs you to know how to do it. It needs you to tell people what you can do with it. Massive potential. Same goes with Langflow, which is a UI for LangChain. There are a bunch of tools that you absolutely should learn. Like I said, like Pinecone, like Vector Shift, like OpenRouter that you must have already played with, Amazon Bedrock, a Fast API, which even an OpenAI uses. These are the kind of tools that you should absolutely explore. Yes. Now, that was level 1 and level 2. That was just level 1 and level 2. What is level 3? Now, level 3, like you already know, is all about images, videos, and audio. And I know for a fact a lot of you people absolutely loved it, but there were some technical glitches that you had in your session. But you guys are very kind and nice because you can't control what Nano Banana Pro API is down. You can't do much about it. We don't control it. But you guys are still very kind, is what the team told. So thank you for that. But you all also know that you learned how to do it, you've learned how to play with it. You did a bunch of things, like you cloned an audio, you cloned a video, you created a video, you did a bunch of things. You used Nano Banana Pro to generate images and whatnot, right? You learned a lot of things. But it's about, like I told you, what can you do with what you've learned, right? That is what is important. And I'll give you an idea today. Something that I think a lot of you people will really enjoy liking. Okay. How many of you have heard of Imar Group? The company that built the Burj Khalifa or the Dubai Mall. Drop in a thumbs up. Emaar, the Emaar Group. It's one of the largest real estate companies. It's probably worth, I don't know, $100 billion. They literally built the Burj Khalifa. They literally built the Dubai Mall. I mean, it's crazy. Okay. The founder, actually the director of the one who owns Emaar Group, reached out to me recently. Okay. Uh, and he was like, Vaibhav, we have an interesting problem statement. You see, a lot of people reach out to me, and the reason why when they want to solve problems using AI, and they reach out to me to understand what is possible, if I can help and whatnot, right? And the founder, he got one of the founders to reach me out, and the founder put me in touch with the chairman, right? And that is how we got started. And he was like, Webhav, I want to solve a problem. As a result, I'm getting in touch with you. His name is Mr. Alabar. Okay, you can look him up. He's the owner. Is worth probably, I don't know, $100 billion. I don't know. He could be richer than Elon Musk. We never know, right? Oil money, right? So he was like, I want a problem to be solved. And the problem was, he was like, very interesting. Okay, he was like, I bought a island in Abu Dhabi. He bought an island in Abu Dhabi, massive island. Okay, and he's building super premium villas in that Abu Dhabi island. Extremely premium. I said, sir, what would be the price of each of the villas? He said, it starts at $10 million. It goes up to $30 million. I'm like, $10 million to $30 million. So it's a villa worth 250 crores. Right? Crazy. Now, he said the problem is I have not built it yet. It's not constructed yet. So I was told, he was like, I was told that you're very good with AI. So can you tell me how we could build a video which looks super realistic so that when people watch that video, they can imagine how it would be for them to live in that villa, because it's an expensive villa. And he was not liking what that team was building because it looked generic. It looked like AI, it looked like graphics. And he wanted something to look extremely real because AI video is getting really, really good, obviously. And he said when people watch that video, they should feel that they are living in that place. That is the feeling that I want to give. How can AI help me? Can you help us do it? I was like, absolutely. I mean, I know the best of technologies. In fact, I know about technologies that have not even released. I can put you in touch with teams. We can absolutely pull it off. No problem whatsoever. But, sir, what if I give you a better idea? Mr. Alabar, what if I tell you that you told me one thing, and that is people should feel that they are living in that place? What if that is the exact thing that we built? He said, what do you mean? What do you mean? That is what I want. It's like, no, what I mean is, if I want to buy that villa, I want to be in that video so that I can not imagine, I can see living in that video. I can see my friends and my family living in that video, not imagine someone else. I don't want to imagine, I want to see it. He said, is that possible? How will we generate so many videos? I was like, absolutely, it is possible. It is absolutely possible that we can upload 5 images or 10 images of every family member and click on generate. We literally generate a video of your place where instead of a model walking around, we will actually have them, this person who is interested to buy, to walk around in that place. He was mind blown. He was like, how is that even possible? I said, that is very much possible. And I gave him a rough explanation of why I think it is possible and who can make that happen and everything around it. And now the team has reached out saying, Webhub, can we get started with the project? It's going to be a multi-million dollar project, and I know that. Now, how was I able to pitch this? Guys, what do you think about the idea, by the way? What do you guys think about this idea? Drop in a heart if you think the idea was very cool. How was I able to come up with this idea? The reason I was able to come up with this idea was because I understood diffusion. I fundamentally understood what AI can do with respect to images, image to video, with videos, audio, and everything around it. I understood that you can clone an audio in a few seconds with a few input. I understood that I can convert any image into a video. I understood then the SAM 3D also didn't exist by Meta, right? I understood there are APIs of tools like Higgsfield where if I'm able to upload a picture of mine, it is able to wrap it up on a model to blow, punch, and everything. That also means that can be that same model could be used via API to be able to make me walk in a building that I've created in AI, in an AI world. I was able to connect all these dots. As a result, I was able to imagine something that didn't exist anywhere in the world. Am I making sense? I was able to give this idea because I understood how things worked. And that is why I tell people it is very important for you to learn image, video, and audio as well. You cannot say that my job doesn't revolve around this, so I don't need to learn this. That is not true. Your job revolves around solving problems using AI, and not every problem is going to come in form of text. That is the power of diffusion. And you know what? I'm not going to bore you by going through all of this. I will strongly recommend you to, I mean, of course, the roadmap will cover this as well. All of this is possible purely because of the technology called as Comfy UI. Comfy UI allows you to build your own AI workflows with images, videos, and audios. Special, more like it is very, very good, especially with images. So you can use Comfy UI to be able to do a bunch of things, to be able to set up an automation sequence like a thing. And it's completely open source, completely free. Now you'll be like, what do you mean? Webab, give us better ideas. Let us think more. How many of you guys want more ideas? More ideas. Drop a thumbs up if you guys want more ideas. I'll give you simple ideas and I'll ask you why have you not thought about it? You all guys learned Nano Banana. You know, on Gemini, if you upload a picture of yours and you say, convert my picture into a beautiful looking LinkedIn headshot with me wearing suit but retain the face features, Nano Banana Pro can actually generate that image which looks exactly like you of the image that you have uploaded with a suit. Great. But do you think 99% of the people around you know that? They don't. They don't even know how to write the prompt. They all thought that AI can only generate an image. Most of them don't know that you can upload an image into AI, right? But you do. So how do you use it to your advantage? Well, you Nano Banana Pro also has an API. What if you build a tool called as the LinkedIn profile picture app, where when someone uploads a picture and you can vibe code it totally in a few minutes, right? In a few hours. When someone uploads a picture, the job of the tool is it will generate 15 to 20 different profile pictures that they can use for the LinkedIn. You will charge 1,000 rupees or like $20 or whatever you want to charge. People can upload a picture. It will automatically generate 20 different potential profile pictures using Nano Banana Pro in the backend. Isn't that a great idea? And you can sell that as an app for 1,000 rupees. How many people will line up to pay 1,000 bucks to get 20 different photos of theirs generated for LinkedIn? This is a knowledge arbitrage I'm not talking about. I'll give you one more example. Passport photo. You know how many people search for the keyword passport photo on Google search? Millions. Every country that you apply a passport for has a different requirement of how they want the passport photo to be. They have a completely different requirement, right? And you cannot change them every single time. You cannot optimize them every single time. You have to go to a photo studio to get a new passport photo clicked. Well, not anymore. You can actually build an app where they upload a picture. You have prompts written in the backend. They just select which country they're applying passport for, and that's it. They upload a picture, existing picture. You transition that, you change that into the right configuration. White background, make me wear a suit, look straight into the camera. I should not be smiling. People have weird requirements for passport photo. If you guys have applied for it, you know it. And then you build that app and you can connect it to a Vista print kind of a service as well. As a result, with one click, they could actually print the passport photo and it'll come to their house. Or you integrate it with Blinkit so that it gets printed and comes to their house. Isn't that a great idea? Saves a lot of time for people. And there are millions of people looking for help for this. Or I'll give you one more idea. What if you build an app for kids storytelling? Now you know VO 3.1 is insane. Sora 2 is insane. Video tech is very good. Level Labs is insane with audio. What if you build an app where a parent, let's say a kids app, a parent can talk for 30 seconds and you clone their voice. And once you have cloned their voice, the kid can use this app where he says, "This is what I learned today." And the moment they put, "This is what I learned today," the AI will generate a story script with audio of the parent narrating that story, video using Sora 2, patches it together to generate a unique video for the kid about the things that he learned today or she learned today but wasn't able to comprehend. And you have all of a sudden built a storytelling app for kids in the parent's voice. In fact, you can make the character of the parent also be part of that story if they want to, if you want to build that app like that. Isn't that be insane? Every day, a kid can listen to a new story based on what the parent think the kid should learn today. Let's say the kid was a little arrogant with food. He left food today and the parent wants to teach him a lesson. Instead of him telling or the parents telling the kid, the parent just says today's story should be about not wasting food. And a story is created. The kid anyways is stuck to, your screens. Instead of watching some Kokulemen on YouTube, they will watch a dedicated, very nice storytelling video of a skill that the parent want that kid to learn. And for the kid, it's a new story every day. 9 p.m. to 9:30 p.m. before bed, I will allow you to watch something, whatever. I'm making it up. For all the parents, do you think that's a good idea? This is something that I recently thought about. I'm not building it. You can steal every idea that I'm telling you guys. You can absolutely steal it, including the Imar Group idea. The Imar Group idea is something that we are building for Imar Group. I think there's an insane potential for you to make that SaaS product and sell to every freaking real estate company. Once you build it once, it becomes very easy for you to sell to real estate companies or any company for that matter. Sell it to Shobha, sell it to whatever Raheja, whatever real estate company that you have that you think is large enough. Think big. Start small, think big. The potential is insane, and that potential is insane purely because of knowledge arbitrage. And there are a bunch of tools that you can explore, guys, like Night Cafe, Minimax, Comfy UI, like I told you, Flux AI, Flux LoRa, the bunch of tools that you can explore. Again, this will all be replicate. I'm sure you guys have played with a few of them already, but going deeper is what is important. And folks, like I told you about Comfy UI, where you can build workflows. This is how Comfy UI workflows look like. They are sequence things. It looks like an AI agent because it does work like an AI agent. It goes from one step to another. I'm sure if you would have seen this before, it would have scared you, but not anymore, right? I hope not anymore, at least. Or something like ControlNet, where you can literally control actions of a person, or something like Civit AI, where you can literally train textures. This reminds me of one more example, okay? A friend of mine, I'll make it quick. His name is Sirio. He's from Romania or somewhere. He built an app. You know what that app does? If you upload an image, the app will automatically add real looking skin because AI generated images that you generate the skin texture is very plasticky. They don't look natural. So he built an app to make the picture of a person that you have generated more human like. That's it. It adds pimples, it adds, dead skin to images. That's it. And he built it using Comfy UI, obviously. Now, very simple idea, right? You upload an AI generated picture and the app will basically add skin textures to it to make it look even more real. You'll be like, who will use this? Guess what? He makes $250,000 a month. That is close to 2 crore rupees a month from this app. It is called Enhancer AI. He found the segment. He realized that this is a big problem statement because he was an advertising guy himself. And in advertising, you need to use images, which are stock images. And stock images are very, very expensive. As a result, people want to generate images using AI. But when they generate images using AI, the images don't look very natural. As a result, he made a tool which makes AI images look even more natural, makes $250,000 a month. Isn't that insane, guys? And this is all done. He's not a developer. He doesn't know how to write a single line of code. He built it without writing a single line of code. Knowledge arbitrage. It's not about knowing Comfy UI. It's about solving problems with Comfy UI. His journey is the same. He built that workflow to solve his own problem. Once he solved it, because it worked very well, he translated that into an app. Today he's Forbes 30 under 30 and whatnot, right? Single person company. He doesn't have a team. FYI, if you're thinking he has a team and all, he doesn't. So there are the kind of things that you can do. There are tools like Flora Fauna AI. There are a bunch of workflows that you can explore. And like I told you, right, the kind of opportunities on level 3 is insane. I gave you a bunch of ideas. More ideas, I'll tell you. I'll tell you a couple of ideas very quickly before we move on. One could be a content agency, guys. A lot of founders like me want to create content, but don't have the time to create content. Or not many people are comfortable shooting content, but they have a lot of knowledge. They've given a bunch of podcasts, but they don't want to sit and talk to create content for their Instagram. Or they're not comfortable with camera, or they don't have time. They have the money. Well, what if you sell a service to them? You know, I know people, in fact, our learners only, who have gone out and started the AI content agencies. What does AI content agencies do? AI content agencies basically creates two things. One, they create social media content using AI clones of that same person. You know how to clone your voice, you know how to clone your video, you know how to put things together, you know how to build an AI agent for content discovery and everything. Other people don't know that, and they don't have the time to figure it out. And they don't, even if they figure it out, they don't have the time to keep making it better. But you can. So people are willing to pay big money for this. I know people are charging $5,000 a month to create content because you know what? There is easily a ton of people out there in the world who are willing to pay 10,000 rupees per day for one Instagram reel and TikTok to go out on their Instagram, which gets a lot of viewerships, which allows them to help build a personal brand. And I know people like that who are doing crazy. In fact, there's this guy called Priyanku who must have taught you already in the session, does $500,000, I think more than $1 million right now, doing ad films, all using AI. He does work for big, big brands, but he uses the same tools that you use. No code, nothing is needed. He makes ad films using AI. The same ad film that was costing 1 crore before, he's able to do it for 2 lakhs because of AI, and he sells that for 15, 20 lakhs, which is still 80% money saved for brands, but for him, more than 90% of margin. Opportunity, opportunity, opportunity. There's a lot that you can do with just image, video, and audio and everything around it. Level 4, like I told you, is all about AI agents. You guys were incredible. You learned automations, you learned VAPI, you learned NA10, and you guys have started to build already. But you know what? You can literally set up advanced systems using AI agents. Like you can build a sales agent which can talk on phone, close, like I told you today. My team today does calls that would take 500 people with a 10-member team or a 15-member team. Because 80% of the calling, 80% of the sales, 80% of the reminders are done by AI agents. They are all automated because of agents. In the same way, you have learned a lot of agents already. You can build a marketing agent, you can build an ops agent, and you can build much more advanced agents which can literally do a handover later as well. We are living in a world of agents and we have to build a lot of agents. Of course, Jerry is a starting point, but I don't want you to stop there because when you learn how to build agents the right way and use the right tools like, Zapier, Make, Power Automate, Agent Force, Lindy, Postmate, Relevance AI, NA10. When you learn tools like this and when you know which AI agent tool to use where, the kind of agents that you'll be able to build are insane. For example, you could build something like this, where you integrate a superbase vector database to store embeddings and retrieve data from different varieties of files. Or you can build a cold calling system where it's not only using information that you have given, but it's able to research information itself and is able to access it. Or you can build an automation system detection systems like this, where it can basically do extensive system analysis as well. And these are all agents, literally all agents. And the kind of money, the kind of value that agents is able to build is just insane. People call it the decade of agents for a reason. For example, I don't know if you guys know of Harshit. Harshit, our mentor, runs a 5 people team. They do $1 million in revenue. And you know what they do? They basically build AI agents. And one day I asked Harshit, how are you doing $1 million in revenue with an AI agent while building AI agents for companies with such a small 5 member team? And he told me something that blew my mind. And I'm going to tell you this. I hope Harshit doesn't get pissed at me for this. Right? He said, Vaibhav, this is interesting. You know, when a new customer comes in saying, I want to build this sales agent, we build it for the first time. And when we build it for the first time, let's say we charge like 15 lakhs to them or 10 lakhs to them. We charge that money and we build that AI agent for them. It takes a lot of time. It takes about a month to get it right with a small team because 1 or 2 people will be available. I can only guide them. So I don't make a lot of money there. Maybe I'll make like 50% margin profit there. That's it. But once I've built the sales agent, second time a new company comes, I don't have to build it again. I just use that template, make changes to it. So instead of spending 10-15 days to build it, I probably spend 1 or 2 days. But you know what? I can still charge the same money because people are not paying money to me for the effort that I put in. People are paying money for the outcome that they get. Now, I said, then people will be like, if you're able to give it in a single day, they will be like, what the hell? Why will I pay 15 lakhs? He said, I don't give it to them in one day. I still take 15 days, but I don't work for 15 days. And in fact, he told one more, if someone wants it quickly, I charge a premium. I'm like, this is crazy. And that is how he does $1 million in revenue with a 5 member team, guys. And there are so many examples like Ben and Michael. So, agent building companies, like if you are becoming a consultant or a freelancer, like an MCP consultant, like an AI agent consultant, the kind of things that you can do is actually quite insane. In fact, I'll give you a framework today. Okay. And I've told this before. If you don't know how to get started and you want to go about building something and eventually selling that as well, like Harshit is able to, for the company that you work for, or if you're a founder, both of them relies right here, or if you're a freelancer or consultant as well, for the companies that you work for, find a problem in the current company that you work for. And you pick that up and solve using AI by building an AI agent or automation or a workflow. Once you're able to, and the problem should be large enough, okay? It cannot be some small teething issue. Once you've figured out a way to solve that problem, build that into a product and start selling it. In fact, tell your company you can probably leave your job as well. Or tell your company that the solution that I've found could be a solution for a lot of other companies. Can you co-fund it so that can you incubate me so that I can start this and start selling this as a service? Because I'm telling you the future is about micro startups, not large startups. It's 1 person companies, 2 people company, 3 people companies, which will build one tech product, one basic product, no code, nothing needed, solving a specific problem, but go deep into it. And there are enough takers for that. And that is what is going to happen. Find a problem, solve it using AI, and build that into a product and sell it. And that is the power of agents as well. And finally, level 5. Level 5, like I told you, like you already know, you learned or you probably are going to play with how to build products using AI. And I believe one of the biggest opportunities of today is actually service as a software and One other very big opportunity today is personal software. Because, guys, you have to understand one thing: the cost of creating a product has fundamentally gone down. So, if you're able to build something which is useful for just 500 people, and each of them would be willing to pay you $1,000 for that, that is an incredibly sized company. That's a $500,000 worth of business. And there are literally thousands of opportunities like this. A problem, which is a problem for 1,000 people in the world. That's it. And for those 1,000 people, can pay you $1,000 a year. That's it. You have $1 million business. And this is not rocket science. You can build products without writing a single line of code. There's this company called as Magnific. All that company does is if you upload an image, it will magnify the image, increase the quality of the image. They do over 100 million, like more than 800 to 900 crores in revenue. I'm not kidding. 800 to 900 crores in revenue. Magnific. Or there is this very popular YouTuber in India named Dhruv Rathi. He built a company called as AI Fiesta. One AI could be used in three different, it's like multi. He made $3 million in revenue. Of course, he had a lot of distribution, but he's not a product guy, but he's able to manage to build something. That is the game. In fact, as I say this, do you guys want to see something that I am building? Very quickly, I'm going to show that to you in like a couple of minutes if you guys are keen to know, because this will also give you an idea. I just started to build this. So this will give you an idea, and I'll tell you what I'm planning to do with this. I hope you don't become a big competition to me, but that's okay, even if you do. Okay. So what we are building, I'll give you a direction first. What I'm trying to build is, I create a lot of content. And creating a lot of content needs a lot of ideas. And I believe in data driven ideas. So I want to know what is working in my category. Let's say I create content on AI on Instagram. Okay. So I want to know what is working in the last 2 days across other social media handles which create content on AI. I have like 100, and then when I researched about it, there are literally 150 or 200 different accounts who create content on AI. Now, I don't have the time, neither my team has the time to go and check every single profile every day, make notes of it, and figure it out. I also realized if it was 5 profiles, an MCP can do it well. But if it's 200 profiles, it will be very, very expensive for an MCP to run, to scrape every single post that these 200 profiles have created. So, you know what I did? Guys, keep it to yourself, okay? I created this tool. I created this tool called as Viral Hunter. It is still being built, okay? You know what this tool does? This tool, you can see it is already scraping right now. I have connected this tool with 119 different Instagram accounts. I'm starting this for Instagram first. 119 Instagram accounts that creates content on AI on Instagram every single day. And you know what this tool does? Every single day, it goes through every single post of these 119 accounts, and I'm adding more and more accounts as I find. And it basically scrapes that information and gives to me in this visualization. And on top of that, it gives me a rating for the content that has gone viral. So let's say if I have to create content today and I don't know what to create. So I'll click the date range, select the last 3 days, and look at this. Out of hundreds of posts that were created in 100 different accounts, you can see there are 177 posts that were created just today. Out of that, I literally found the 7 ideas that have gone viral. Look at this. There are scores like hot, trending, and I literally know what that is. I can tap on it to go and check out what that carousel is. And I can take that information from here. And this is a viral post. So I can take this idea and I can convert this into a reel and I can go viral again. And I don't want to do this over and over again because it's very expensive. So I built a tool that connects to an API service of a scraper called Appify, which we already told you about, high level, and just pulls the information. This is carousels and this is Instagram Reels as well. All these Instagram Reels of a bunch of creators, it is still pulling in, runs every single day. If I do for the last 2 days, here are the viral Reels and the topics and who created it. And I can just select what are hot right now. These are 2 that are hot right now that I can take inspiration from. And you see this. This is coming from 500 different reels that have been posted in last 3 days. And this is software that I built for myself. Now, if my team likes this idea, right, they can simply click on this favorite button and add it to favorites. The favorites are right here so that they can be able to see it. Looks like there is some bug. It says content not found for whatever reason. And on top of that, I built this compare feature as well. Again, like I told you, I'm still building this right now. It's very, very raw and fresh, right? And it also has extensive settings like a SaaS app. I can add new accounts. You can see this. My team can literally add new accounts. I can run the scraper again. I can change the settings of the scraper. I have advanced accounts like all the accounts that I've connected to. I have a viral score formula also in the backend. How is it measuring the virality here? You see this viral score? I also built the setting of the viral score of that formula. So I can change the formula as well if I want to and click on save and recalculate, and it will recalculate all of the numbers again for me. You see, I built it in a modular way. Now, why am I showing you this app? I told you it's a personal app. I built it for myself. But this is where the real magic is. I'm gonna give you an insight today that's gonna blow you. By the way, how is the app? Don't you think that is insanely powerful on what you just saw right now? For people who these apps don't exist by the way. Anyway, I could not find one like this. So I built one for myself. I built it in like 6 hours, FYI, while I was watching Netflix. Just saying. Now, I'll tell you, this is not what I'm excited about. There's a reason. It's about thinking big, like I told you. There's a reason why I added all these settings where my team can add their own accounts, whoever they want to track. I added settings like the viral score formula. I added setting like scrape settings, or how many posts should each of the account be scraping with. Why did I add all these advanced settings? Because I believe there's a potential of something called a service as a software that I can unlock with this. What do I mean by that? Well, this software I built for myself. A software like this doesn't exist. Let's say there is someone who creates content on marketing. And this is a manual process that most of the people do every day, right? And because it is so manual, they cannot check more than 2 3 accounts per day. But all of a sudden, I have an AI agent running every single day, checking more than 200 300 accounts so that I'm not missing anything, right? Now that I have that information, now that I've built this product, I can sell this product to a lot of people as a SaaS. And I can charge a big premium because there are not a lot of people who create content on Instagram and who are very serious about it. This is a software for people who are very serious. So I can literally charge $1,000 a year for a software like this. Of course, I have to build more features into it. And I know for a fact there'll at least be 10,000 people in the world who will pay for it. Are you able to make sense? That's a $10 million business with a vibe coded product. That's why I said don't steal my idea. But it's okay if you want to steal it. But I don't want to stop there. I don't want to charge $10,000 or $1,000 per person. I want the ability to charge $10,000 per person. And I'm okay to work with less number of people. So what am I building next? Once this scraper is built, I'm automating this. So every single day, I'm trying to build an automated AI agent in the backend, which scrapes for these tools, like you saw, looks for the top ideas. The AI agent decides which is the piece of content. Right now, my team decides which content to create. There, the AI agent will decide these are the 3 topics. It will use HeyGen and 11 Labs to generate the video. It will use Captions AI to edit the video. It will generate 3 different videos and it will automatically post all these 3 videos into Instagram trials of that founder and it will look for metrics. The one video that performed very well on Instagram trials, it will report that back because I can run agents in the back end. It can pull that information from trials as well. FYI. And if you're wondering what do I mean by trials, I have already built it. So if I go to Reels, I can also see trial reels only. So I built a scraper that can scrape trial reels that are not visible to everyone else. Okay. So I built a scraper for that as well. Now it will be pushed to trial. And the video that works the best is the video that goes to a real human editor to edit it much better so that the founder can post it or the person can post it and the team will handle end to end. Now, what did I just tell you? I told you a $5,000 per month service can be done for $1,000 a month, where you can sell a service saying, listen, you have to pay me $1,500 a month or $2,000 a month. And you know what I will do? I will create 30 kick ass videos for your Instagram, edit it, do the research, find the best content for you, get winning content. All the videos will have very good views, blah, 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 all of that for just $2,000 a month. That's easily $24,000. That's 20 lakhs per clients. And I'll tell you, there are in India only, there'll be at least 10,000 people who'll be willing to pay for this. Okay. And the best part about this is 95% of the things that you're doing for them is completely automated. It's done by AI agents. Only thing that is done by a human being in this case is the video editing part of it. And that part is the service part of it. And how much will it cost you to edit 30 videos by a human? 30,000 rupees? 45,000 rupees? You can have a team of, if you want to manage, let's say 100 clients, you can have a team of 50 people and that's it. And you're managing 100 clients, each client paying you $25,000. That's a $25 million business run with a team of 50 people. And something traditionally would have needed 2,000 or 1,500 people to run. We automated most of it using AI and automation and vibe coding. The reason why I shared this viral carousel hunter with you guys today is because I want you guys to think big. And I hope the idea, guys, what do you think about? Were you able to connect dots? Were you able to think big? Can I get some hearts if I'm making sense? I'm spilling all my beans here, all my beans here. I'm telling you how I think. And I want you to think like this as well. That is what will give you an unfair advantage. This is what makes you an AI generalist. And I don't know how to write code as well. I was in the exact position that you are at this point of time a few years back, a couple of years back, maybe a year back, maybe. And today that has fundamentally changed. So with level 5, of course, you have to learn a lot more things. But you can build micro SaaS tools. You can productize your services, like I just told you the example. You can do custom AI development for founders. In fact, I'll tell you what, I recently found a guy runs something called as Lovable Agency. I can't seem to find it, but if I can find it, I'll show you. Okay. He runs something called as a Lovable Agency. And you know what he does with the Lovable Agency? He charges $10,000 for a product that he builds using vibe coded products. And he literally tells it openly. I can't remember the name. I'm not able to find it either. I found it on Twitter. Brands are paying him $5,000 to $10,000 to build an MVP for a product using vibe coding. So there are rise of vibe coding agencies happening as well. And if you enjoy vibe coding, this is something that you should pick up. So the opportunities are absolutely insane, guys. It is on you for you guys to tap into it and grab them all. Right? You can master the art of talking apps. You can test out the apps. You can vibe code them. You can vibe debug them. You can deploy and get the first 100 users. You can connect it to a payment gateway as well. You can do everything possible all with AI. And that is how you connect all the dots together and gets you the understanding of possibility. But the real question here, like I told you, you saw everything that you can build today, right? The real question here is what you can do with what you learn. Like I kept telling, how does this translate into income, impact, and independence? I gave you the ideas already. What you can learn and what you can do with what you learn. Has the ideas that I've given you ignited new ideas back of your head? Drop a boom in the chat. If ideas that I've given you has ignited new ideas back of your head, drop a boom in the chat. Oh, yes, I can do this. Oh, yes, I can do that. Oh, Webhub gave this idea, but there's a new idea that I can try right now. Love it. Absolutely love it. Awesome. Now, I see four kinds of people here, guys. Either you're an entrepreneur, freelancer, working professional, and agency owner. And let me tell you this, no matter who you are, you could be a working professional working in a job today. You could be someone running a one-person company today. You could be an agency owner, or you could be a startup founder. It doesn't matter who you are. It doesn't matter what you do. The roadmap to monetize your skill set is exactly the same. Now, if you're a working professional, I gave you the roadmap. What is that roadmap? You learn the skills, find a problem inside of your company, solve that problem inside of your company, learn from that problem solving that you did, translate that into a product, and build something. Now, when I say build something, it doesn't mean that you have to leave your job if you don't have the comfort of leaving the job. You can continue to work in the job and start building something in parallel. And once you are making enough money from the product that you have built, let's say equal to the salary that you are making for 3 months straight, then you can leave your job. Or you can never leave your job and keep it as a side gig or keep it as a side hustle. Or you could potentially start a one-person company as well. Or if you're running an agency, you can add all these new services to yourself as well. So it doesn't matter who you are, it's time to monetize your AI skills. And like I told you, the best route is exactly the same for everyone. There's only one playbook, and the playbook is this: you have a skill, the skill becomes a system, and the system becomes a business. Please listen to this carefully again. Your skill becomes a system, your system becomes a business. You have a skill. You translate that skill into a service. You translate that service into a system. And you translate the system into a business. If this is making sense, drop in a heart. Drop in a heart if this is making sense. It's the most powerful framework ever. Take a screenshot, keep at it. Think about it like this: what is the strong thing that I have in me? And how can I empower that with AI? And once you understand that, how can you translate to make that into a system? And once you have built that into a system where you're able to automate your skill, that automatically becomes a business. That is how you make big dollars. And you know what? The skills that I think are missing, even if you pick up the technical skills, is how to identify high value problems, how to productize the solutions, how to acquire first high paying customers, how to deliver and automate, how to scale distribution. These are the things that you need to learn. We have tried to add this in the playbook as well. But that is the whole point, and that is the journey of climbing to becoming the AI generalist. Were you able to connect dots? Were you able to connect dots? What you have learned so far, what you should learn further, and what you could do with what you learn, and how you should think in form of systems. Systems thinking is extremely important, right? Folks, the moment of truth. This is the moment of truth, okay? Most people will make it to the base camp and will be like, I've done it all. This is it. Thank you so much. And we will leave. I don't want you guys to be those. Don't say that you have made it. Say that I have got so far. Stop and continue your climb. Try to get to the journey of becoming an AI generalist. There is two parts that you can take from here. I know it's too almost like 30 minutes beyond the time. The two parts you can take, you can absolutely do this climb all by yourself. We will obviously give you direction with a roadmap after the 14 days are over. You can absolutely climb it yourself. You can absolutely continue to learn things, try out things, and do everything around it. But if you are someone who wants some support, who wants people to teach you, who wants a community of like minded people to be doing things together, to be exploring, to be brainstorming together, to be building things. Yesterday, Dilip must have said that I will be talking about a very cool program that we are building. And that is what I'm going to be talking about right now for the next 10 minutes. But I totally understand if you guys don't want to hear about it. This is all that I wanted to tell you. This is all what I wanted to tell you about connecting dots. If you guys don't want to know about this incredible program that we are building, I totally respect it. You guys can drop off from the call, have your nice little lunch break, come back at 3:30 p.m. for your next session. I totally respect that. And for all the people who stuck around, I hope all the people are dropping off. Thank you. And I hope you found this session valuable. Yes, awesome. And for a few people who want me to talk about this, you guys can stay back. For people who are still on the call, do I have like your permission? Drop in a heart if I have your permission to take quick 10 minutes to talk about this. I will not take a lot of time. You already know I don't have to tell you a lot. I just wanted to give you an opportunity, and that's pretty much it. Okay, great. Guys, super excited to introduce you to the 6-month AI Catalyst program. The program which is designed for product marketing and management of the product. The product is what you build. It could be an AI tool, it could be a service, it could be a system or anything around it. And not just learn building the product, you learn how to sell the product and also manage it. And you do all of this with AI, the product marketing management, which essentially is called what we like to call as the AI catalyst. You become an AI catalyst in this direction. This is basically the second time I'm going to talk about this program, right? And very few people have seen it. And you guys are one of those people. And you'll be like, Web of 6 months? Yes, that is how long it will even take us to teach you the same thing. It is going to take you that time because there's a lot of learning, lot of brainstorming, lot of exploring, lot of doing. That is how you can master product, how to sell it, and how to manage it, and how to grow it. That is why we call it the AI catalyst. You become a catalyst with AI. Now, what is the program structure? Like I told you, it's a 6-month program. The first 4 months is where you fill the void of skill sets. What are the things that you don't know? How do you learn? And everything around it is what we do. In the next 2 months, last 2 months, we teach you how to market it. We teach you how to sell it. We teach you how to distribute it. Now, am I guaranteeing you that you'll make sales? No. I'm telling you, I will teach you. We will teach you the growth hacking ways. We'll teach you how to think about it. We'll teach you how to go about it. And you will get the best people who are making millions of dollars already coming and teaching you all of this in the program, and of course with the community as well. Who is this program for? Well, it's for everyone. I don't have to literally tell who is this program for. You heard my story. I told you the whole story of what I think you could potentially do. If that is exciting for you, if you think I want to think like AI, I want to convert my skill into a system and a system into a business so that even if I'm in a job, I can start doing side gigs, I can do freelancing, maybe I have a potential to start a company or anything around it. Or I'm just curious, I'm a founder and I want to solve things inside of my company. If you are, I'll tell you one simple thing. If you are someone who's curious, if you're someone who's like, boss, this is crazy, something else is cooking up, and I need support and guidance so that I can continue the journey and continue to build and continue to stay ahead, this is perfect for you. I'll also tell you who this program is not for. This program is definitely not for someone who expects to do the work for you. That is, people are like, Vaibhav, I bought the program right now, I joined the program right now, so I expect everything to be done. Even if you don't put in effort, it's not going to happen. If you are someone who's like, oh, Vaibhav told big numbers, $5 million, $1 million, $10 million, $100 million, 1 crore rupees, he gave all big numbers. I will get rich quick if I do this program. This is not a get rich quick program. And it is a program where we teach you the direction. We teach you our own learnings. It's on you on how to transition. We give you support, we give you community. This is not a get rich quick scheme. I want to make it very clear because I don't want that mindset for anyone to be there. Or anyone who's like, I guaranteed outcome has to come. That is not the case. It's on you on how you execute with this. And finally, if you're like, I cannot spend 10 hours a week, and this is a heads up I'm telling you, if you can't spend 10 hours in a single week over the weekends, this program is not for you because this program cannot learn for you. You have to learn it yourself. You have to execute it yourself. Now, how does the program actually work? You see, all the sessions, because it's a 6-month program, it happens on Saturdays and Sundays. 7 p.m. to 10:30 p.m. IST or 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. EST. These are the timings, okay, of the session, Saturday and Sunday. And you learn from expert mentors. You learn from AI leaders who are people who are doing the stuff. And you get community support as well because there's a big community out there and all the people will be doing it together. Again, globally, will be having a massive community support as well. And the cohort, we are basically taking in the beta cohort right now, right? And the beta cohort is starting around third week of Jan, I think, if I'm not wrong, something like that. Uttapa will update you. And that is when the cohort is starting, the beta cohort. And I'm going to talk about the beta cohort. Now, before I go there and before I even talk about the price, I wanted to give you a heads up. What happened was basically we dropped an email to a bunch of people who had taken accelerator before. And the beta cohort, we wanted only like limited people, like about 300 odd people, right? And the moment we opened the cohort, you know what happened? We literally got on emails. We just sent emails to people who have bought the AI accelerator before finished it. They kept saying, Webber, what's next? What's next? Can you tell us? Because we want to continue the journey. Not everybody. There's always few people who are like, I don't want the journey to stop. You have helped us. You have ignited us. Please help us going forward. So there were enough people asking for it. We just dropped an email and we literally closed out most of the seats from an email. So I was very apprehensive to talk about it in this talk about this program in this call, because I didn't want anyone to feel, yeah, there is a few days left. Why are they talking about a program? And I didn't want to feel it, but I was not available next week. And my team was like, Vaibhav, you have to give them the opportunity to know. Because as of today, if I'm not wrong, I'll just check as well. We literally, for that cohort, right? My team sent me and they said, don't give wrong numbers, Vaibhav. We literally have 32 seats for the cohort that is starting in January. Okay. And that is the beta cohort. And for the beta cohort, we have 32 seats, out of which we have reserved 12 seats for the EST batch of this. So we have 20 seats for all of you people right now. And I'm giving you a heads up very clearly, right? The moment those 20 seats are, we have reserved 20 from you guys, and the EST batch will get 12 more seats. We have reserved 12 more seats for them. Okay. Now, why is that beta cohort flew out of the window? That is possibly because of the fees. We made it very, very inexpensive for the first few people. It's a beta cohort. We just started it. We want a lot of feedback from you. So we reduced the price significantly. You see, we want to price this program, the Catalyst program, the product marketing management program, right, at $10,000, which is about 8 lakhs, right? But because the beta cohort, we did a very, very special price. And that is a special price that I'm opening up for all of you people as well who are on the call. Do you guys want me to do that? I told you I don't want to talk a lot about the program. I wanted to give you context. If you're interested, you can join. If you're not interested, that's fine. No problem whatsoever. Yes? Okay, perfect. So, guys, what we're doing is, as a part of the beta cohort, we are basically doing something crazy. Like I told you, we have 20 seats for you people, and there are 12 seats reserved actually for the EST batch, right? So for you people, there is going to be 20 seats, and we are doing a super special price. Yes, the 6-month program for the beta cohort at 1.95 lakhs or $6,000. There are two pricings. People, we do price pay parity, obviously. And for people outside of India, the pricing is at $6,000. And for people in India, because of price pay parity, it is priced at basically 1.95 lakh rupees for the 6-month program. Yes. So I know